Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Boeing 737-800NG today from ULLI St Petersburg, Pulkovo Airport down to Riga International. Had some issues with the streams, that's why we started a little bit late. I'm going to talk you through some of the stuff as we go through, but the estimated flight time is 1 hour 30. We have quite a lot of people on board, and I think a little bit of light snow. So yeah, that was the main theme of this stream. A little bit of light snow has come to St Petersburg and probably to the rest of Europe, which is why we're going to be flying here. The original plan was to fly the celebratory flight for the subscribers, but unfortunately my planning was not quite up to par this time, let's say. I planned a trip from Havana, Cuba to Rio de Janeiro, and it turns out that is quite far, guys. It's about 8 hours in the Tupolev, and the Tupolev isn't even suitable for that kind of flight. So the flight was well too long, and the aircraft wouldn't have been able to do it. A Boeing 747 could barely do that flight. So very long, but today we're going to be doing this one, which is very nice. And it's just good to be back in the aircraft. And we're loading up now with people. I think people should be getting brought. I've had some issues with the stream, as I say, so I've had to restart, and there probably won't be any information or tags on this yet, because the stream got deleted for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Anyway, Aeroflot livery. This is the Levelup 737-800, the free version. And yet again, just going to point out how fantastic the free version of the aircraft is compared to, you know, payware. And I think if you want to put a payware aircraft on the store, you should look at this example, because this is brilliant. This is freeware, and yet everything about it is high quality. The textures are all in the right places. There's no silly silly old textures or bad graphics. There's no terrible sound design or lighting. It is a very, very good plane. Everything about it is A-star. You have great interactability in the cockpit. Everything is high definition textures. There's no reason why payware aircraft can't follow this example, and unfortunately they still don't. By the way, guys, everything is now aligned on the IRS. We're just going to be loading up packs, and yep, there we go. Packs are boarding, and we're going to get our FMS thing tuned up as well down here. So FMC, FMS, whatever you like to call it. Position initialization would be a nice one to do first. PS left on there. So yeah, let me know, guys, your thoughts on the payware aircraft from the stores. I'm not too keen on it myself. I think the freeware aircraft like this, I mean, look at those switches, guys. High quality, clear, crisp writing, all in the right place. As I say, the sound design is brilliant. You know, there's no broken sounds. You can see everything clearly when you move around the cockpit. There's no sudden texture disappearing, and you can see the outside. I think the simulation market just has to learn from these things, because I've seen so many bad examples on the Microsoft Flight Simulator store and the X-Plane store of aircrafts that take people's money and don't actually deliver a very good aircraft. And there's no need for it. There's no reason for it in this day and age where we have these high-quality free planes that are showing these payware aircraft up. So we're going to copy the company route for now. Welcome in, Mike. Good to see you again. I hope you haven't had any bad issues with payware aircraft on Microsoft, have you? If you have, let me know, because it's becoming seems like it's becoming quite an issue now. Now Xbox got betrayed, didn't it, by Microsoft? So they've all gone over to PlayStation. Anyway, guys, we just need a departure here. So 10 right, we are going to be contacting ATC if they're available. Call sign is Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo today. Tour 1 Charlie. And we're going to do some fuel weights. Let's get that entered in. So we only need 2.8. And I've actually taken quite a lot of reserve fuel today, so about 8 tons of reserve fuel, which is insane. Cost index is 35. And if you're struggling with the FMC, just remember there are plenty of videos online, including myself, who do these sort of things. Cool. So cruise altitude today is 340, that's 34,000 feet. I expect it will be pretty challenging in the snow, not necessarily because it's windy, but because it's freezing, so we may have ice up on the wings. Outside air temperatures can be calculated based on the cruise speeds, so we can get that from the plan. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. It's, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated at these developers and what they're doing to people for money. Then again, I'm not surprised. It probably only get worse. But there are plenty of freeware aircraft like this, and the, you know, that Tupolev 154 really blows everything else out of the water in terms of quality. I don't know what I'm looking for here, by the way. I was looking for like cruise winds. I don't usually put them in, guys. I'll be honest, I never put them in. So let's just wait till the packs are loaded. Let's get everything else on. Excuse me. I'm going to turn the dome light off. Pitot heats. We haven't got the APU online because we've got the ground power connected. Anyway, let's get the windows, and I'm going to stick the Pitot heats on early today. We're going to stick. We have got the nav lights, so I'm going to stick the logo lights. When the pack's loaded, we'll do the wing lights. Let's just check the departure while we're at it. Ten right for the Throttle 1 Charlie departure. Confirm. And the arrival Van Egg 2 Golf. I think we've done that before, guys. The Van Egg 2 Golf. It's indeed in there for runway 18, so don't think there'll be an ILS at this airport. Maybe there is. There is an ILS there, so we'll do that. Probably be ILS Zulu, I think, by the time we get there. Let's just do ILS Zulu anyway. We won't bother with transition altitude. Cruising altitude should be about 37,000 feet, as I say, so it has changed that for us, which is not good. Should double check that. I think that's it, everyone. We just need to do the performance after the packs have come on board, and then we'll get going. I'll be honest, I'm not sure about Microsoft's freeware mic, but I think this one for X-Plane is great. This one is probably better than the one that comes with the game, which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. We have got fuel in the sun today, thank goodness. Let's just get the APU online now. Let's get emergency lights to arms. Yeah, I mean, probably the best thing, isn't it? Just getting it sorted first. You should watch, there's... I don't really want to recommend him on his channel, but there is a well-known channel that does a lot of payware aircraft and add-ons for Microsoft videos, so at some point I'm sure that'll be useful for you. Flight record is normal. Stall warning is good. IRS position is looking good as well. Right, cabins are freezing. APU bleed. We need to get the APU online before we disconnect from the ground power, so let's get that on. We don't have ATC here at St Petersburg. It's given us 10 right, which is very odd for the departure. Throttle 1 Charlie departure. Let's just check that on the airport. .010 QH. By the way, guys, I think it's just as cold here in England as St Petersburg. There's no snow here yet, but it's absolutely freezing. Okay, here's the departure for the Throttle 1 Charlie departure. This is an RNAV departure, everybody. So these are really good ones from St Petersburg. They're usually pretty easy to understand. Throttle 1 Charlie down there, going of course to the west, southwest towards Riga International Airport in Latvia. Not going Lithuania today, we're going Latvia, and we need a course, so we're going on runway 10. There is no course available. Oh, there it is, 095, and then I see we're going to do like a circuit departure, almost like an overhead departure, going past the sea banks there of St Petersburg. I think we're well past the White Knights, guys. Anyway, let's tune the heading to 095. wrong way on the heading, and then we'll do the courses and the altitude as well. Speed we won't bother with yet. Let's get the flight directors just on. Let's just check the LNAV is good. We now probably won't own yet until we get the V speeds. What on earth is going on here? Something popping up telling me to buy it. No, thank you.
TCAS test pass.
Brilliant. So as you can see there, guys, we have got traffic in the area. That's what I'm looking for. That red one there saying traffic is probably just birds. That does tend to happen a lot in this game. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set the minimums. I've seen some people get confused about minimums, and it's really, it is quite simple. You have two sets of minimums. You have the red, some of them are radio, some of them are barometric. Radio is like landing, or depending on altitude, you might use barometric, but you use, 1,000 feet above ground level for takeoff, and then whatever the minimums are for landing, usually about 200 feet. Although it can vary to 300 feet. I know it's not interesting, but it's certainly interesting to me to get it, get the aircraft set up correctly. So about 1,080 is what we're looking at there for the minimums on departure. We have fact tested some of the systems. Let's connect to the APU. Let's get the APU bleed air on. Let's warm the cabin up a little bit. Let's go ahead and disconnect the GPU there. Keep an eye on these packs because they do take a damn long time, although it's raining and cold outside. Yeah, I noticed the honestly I think the 2021 looks great as well. I haven't played it. I only tried the demo, and I had Game Pass. Excuse me, guys. My voice is really all over the place. Yeah, I tried the demo of it. I tried it on Game Pass, and then I realised I'd made a mistake. And it wasn't necessarily that it didn't look good. I mean, it kind of looked good in the planes, but it lacked, as I said back then when I tried it, it lacked soul, it lacked a little bit of something. I don't know what it was. It was just something dragging on. There was something about the physics as well. Anyway, yeah, good luck with the 2020 version. It's a shame, though. It is a shame. I think 2024 came out well too early. To bring it over to PS5 as well is also... I don't know who's making those decisions, but they're not great decisions. They need to get a good product out before they even consider moving it to another platform. And even then, well, actually, then again, it is more like a console simulator, I think, because of the quality of the gameplay. But that's just my opinion. A PC game to me is going to be a lot better. Anyway, guys, that's the packs on board. Let's go ahead and get everything retracted on the ground services. We have got our chart open today, Avitab. We're not going to use it to taxi, we can just follow the taxi lines. We're in a very special parking space off from the main terminal here. So let's get the brakes at RTO, let's do the rest of our performance. I could cross-check it, for example, with the tablet and my flight plan, but for the sake of keeping it simple, let's just do the automatic calculation in here ourselves. Performance initialization. Execute. We got plenty for you guys, don't worry about that. We're going to go for... Just because it's a little bit icy and snowy, we're not going to go maximum speed, because maximum takeoff rate, because we may skid. So let's go for the 24k DK rate, and then climb one as well. 5.75 in the trim. See there, 146 for V2 speeds. Let's put that in. So in this case, I'm going to add 10 knots onto it, so it'll be about 156. Let's go ahead and arm the VNAV and the LNAV. Okay, good. Everything's looking good, guys. We're ready to get going. We could give a call out. We could get our taxi pre-planned. Let's go ahead and stick our taxi lights. We don't need to get pushed back. Obviously, we're going to taxi straight out. So flight controls on. Packs are off. Passenger seatbelt signs on. Beacon light coming on. And let's go for number right engine, number 2 engine. Using P3. Oh wow, I've not used P3D since April, which is not that long ago. It was. I actually used it on a real flight simulator. It sounds strange, but you know, one of those full flight simulators you can sit in and it's the whole experience. I don't know what the name is. It's not a level D sim, but it was pretty good. Yeah, P3D. I've heard great things about that as well. Yeah, sorry about that, Mike, with the add-on thing. Which add-on were you using? Because the Zebo, there are things like the Zebo mod and Levelup which don't really need. Well, you do need to install the file of the aircraft, but that's about it. There's no other plugin required to run them, I don't think. Yeah, it's just the aircraft files. You need to install them. Although, if you want to get it to look like Microsoft, you do have to. You'll never get it like Microsoft, but it does look great at the airports. I think, you know, the weather's improved massively. The clouds are great. I don't know. I'm here for I'm here for different reasons anyway. Right, generator on that engine. We're going to do a call out in a second. One of the traffic here, so we're going for 10 right. So it seems like Bravo, Delta, and Alpha. Runway 28, but it's runway 10 right. Bravo, Delta, Alpha. That's a heck of a lot of plugins, but yeah, I understand the ortho thing because people, I don't know, people said people recommend them, but I don't think they're essential. Well, in your case, it sounds like, yeah, it sounds like you needed it for your add-on to get the plugins, which is, again, I don't have experience with that. Anyway, guys, we've got the taxi lights on. I think we're good to go. Let's get ignition to continuous. Let's get our packs on. We're going to open the isolation valve to automatic. AP bleed air off. Stay tuned, guys. If you want to step in for the ILS landing at the end, you'll know how to do it afterwards. Packs are alive. I hope the sound is pretty good. Check the ATC. I'm pretty sure we got none available. No, we don't have any available, unfortunately. Okay, parking brake is set, but for some reason the chocks are still on us. I thought they were meant to be removed automatically when you remove the brakes. I wonder what's going on there. Yeah, so I've messed around with the settings, customize. There is a way to change it, so chuck's on starter, but then there's an option here to get it removed when you put the parking brake on. It's so annoying because like these things are hard to find once you've done them. Real, that should be unreal, yes. Well, let's just remove it manually and I'll figure it out later. Except flaps when we get to takeoff position. St Petersburg traffic, Romeo Alpha 06, Sierra Bravo, taxi into runway 10 right. via Bravo, Delta, Alpha, hold short, 10 right. We'll let them figure out if that's right or not. It would help if I'm on the right frequency. Damn it. What an embarrassing mistake that is. Let's try one more time. Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, St Petersburg traffic, taxiing into 10 right via Bravo Delta Alpha. Just had another aircraft spawn in, that's what I'm kind of looking at. Anyway, it looks beautiful here, doesn't it, with the snow? Going into night time, but it still looks pretty good. Let's crank the lights down a little bit, and hopefully we won't be drifting any 737s today. If you did see that drift yesterday in the Baron, that was a complete accident. I completely forgot I had no rudder pedals. Yes, I thought the Zebo mod was great as well, but I've changed my mind on that now. I actually say the Levelup one is better. It was based on the Zebo mod as well, and the Zebo team apparently worked on this Levelup one as well. So for me, the Levelup one was yeah, they've took this to a whole other level basically. They improved everything about it. Let's just get TCAS onto Charlie. Yeah, they improved pretty much everything about it. The graphics, the handling and the physics. I doubt it, mate. You probably do pretty well. A lot of it is just relying on the systems anyway, isn't it? I mean, even real pilots have to rely on them, otherwise they'd be lost as well. Although, to be fair, a lot of pilots used to do proper navigation, but now it's all computerized. They used to do dead reckoning as well, which was good. Yeah, I definitely with. I mean, X-Plane 12 is outdated. I think a lot of the things in it are from the older versions, so they need to really. They should never have brought over older versions of the aircraft to this game. They should have just brought the new ones out and had them on it. Even if it's only like 3 aircraft, that would be absolutely fine. Well, then again, it wouldn't. You can tell when they're older for the older versions. It's like the Air Berlin liveries, for example, and they've only ever got like the same planes with the same liveries on the ramps, and there's nothing really spontaneous about it. And then of course there's the dreaded ACC, which doesn't really work. We have given an announcement here, but we've not got any feedback from any other pilots, so we're going to carry on down Delta and assume there's nobody in the way. That 2 airlines that I used the other day for the Hamburg flight was brilliant. That red and white one. Beautiful light snow, it's looking like Christmas. got two aircraft here. We've got two Siberian Airs. We have one over there, looks like an Airbus, and the same one over there also looks like a Airbus as well. Nothing too interesting. By the way, guys, there's a 15 knots, 15 airspeed there, true airspeed. On the ground speed, 15 limit when it's wet or icy. It's just another example, isn't it, of the... I don't get it. We've got a strange community of people who are living in denial, to be honest, about the quality of the products they're putting out. And then when people talk about it and bring up the issues, they get attacked, which I think is wrong. It's completely wrong. If they brought out these products and they're bringing out low quality products, or they're abandoning their payware after, you know, a certain amount of time, then we shouldn't have to sit back and just take that. We should be able to call that out and give them you know, the feedback they deserve on it. But unfortunately, the community's got to this point where they're so brainwashed by the same principles that I think the X-Plane team were as well, i.e. money. That they don't care how bad things are. If you talk about them and say they're bad, you're going to get slandered for it, which is completely wrong. Completely wrong. I haven't used one, Mike. I've been looking at some actually lately. Actually, that's not entirely true. I do use an add-on, but it's a free one. It's called XCPL Pilot, and I did make a video of it a while back. All it is just you fly in the plane, you'll start off in the Cessna, you'll fly the plane to multiple routes, and then as you get more hours, you'll be able to fly to more places. It's completely free, by the way. All you have to do is get an account, and then download the key for it. I looked at things like the Just Flight, I think it was the Just Flight career add-on, I can't remember who made it, but I decided against it. I really don't want to fork out money for this X-Plane 12. You know, I do like flight simulation, but for the reasons I mentioned, I think giving these people more money is a bad idea. Especially after what they've done to the community, and the way that the communities themselves treat people who have bought these products. A lot of them haven't actually tried them, they just defend them to the death, even though they're complete and utter trash. Nice, sim bits hold. I have to check these out. These do sound all new to me, to be honest. Right, we need to get that APU off, guys, so let's do that, otherwise we're going to burn through our fuel. About 10,200 kg on board. Let's go ahead and stick the wing lights on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and stick our TCAS on now before we forget. We've got a random squawk code, but it'll be absolutely fine. As I say, guys, if you're ever worried about IFR flights, instrument flight rules, and you don't know what to squawk, you just need to squawk anything but VFR, and that's fine. So in my case, I put 13130. Another one to potentially try out. I heard that GSX was good as well for packs and stuff, but I've seen GSX. It does give you that added realism, but the way the passengers look kind of put me off a little bit. They did look a little bit, I would say, awful. Like I said though, there is that new Citation that it's not officially a Citation Mustang. They're calling it a light jet, a very light jet, but it is based on the Citation Mustang, I think. And that one does look pretty good in terms of quality. And it's even got good looking packs on board as well. And at the moment it's only $42 on the store, so I guess if I was going to get an add-on, I'd get that. I have been looking for another small jet. I've been flying the airliners now for a while. You know, guys know I like the Citation X. The Torque-Sim 525 I think is a bit too pricey. That's probably not going to be bought, I don't think. And also it was not recommended by a streamer I watch. Anyway, landing lights, taxi lights, we're all good on the TCAS. The strobes are coming on. Pack signs are on. Our valve can close now. We just did that to balance things out, make sure we have no imbalances prior to takeoff. So the plan is, guys, do we have any speed restrictions? We're going to climb up to, yes we do, 225 knots. We're going to climb up to 12,000 feet or above, going maximum of 225 knots on the Throttle 1 Charlie departure. Course is 095, then 096, 006, 276, and then 239. And if we have any issues prior to getting on the Throttle 1 departure, we can turn around and make base leg at the final. Runway 10. Right. Brilliant. Let's go. St Petersburg traffic, Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, departing runway 10 right, Throttle to Charlie departure. My goldfish memory kicking in. I even said the wrong departure. It's the Throttle 1 Charlie. Let's get the flaps to 5. Yes, really kicking in now. So what time is it? It's... can't be local time. 5:30 in St Petersburg. Right, we were a bit all over then. I wanted to show off the externals of the aircraft, but let's line up properly. There we go. So since it's an icy runway, we're going to do something a little bit different. We have got wet conditions. We're going to advance the thrust with our brakes on this time to about 40%. I'm going to get a cross-check read back on departure, just to double check the ailerons. Toga button's not working.
80 knots.
80 knots.
B1 rotate.
B1 rotate.
Positive rate.
Yeah, coming up.
Gear up.
Extremely windy, also a little bit icy on the runway. Let's climb out with V speed 146. That's our safe speed. Now we can increase our speed to 176. Yeah, extremely windy there from the right hand side. About 8 knots it's saying, so not too bad.
$1,000.
1,000, let's go up to 1 degree of flaps. Increase our speed to 225.
To go.
1,000 feet. Anti-ice is coming on. Yeah, we're getting blown all over the place. It's gone up to 15 knots, so it's jumping all over. Yeah, GSX also buggy. That's unfortunate. Jeez. Anyway, guys, I'm trying to handle this, but the aircraft really is veering off to the left. We've got our flight controls on, haven't we? Yeah, so flight controls are struggling on this one. We've also got 225 limit. There's 3,000 feet to set our altitude now to our cruise altitude of about 37,000 feet, and we're going to continue climbing. I think as long as you're above 12,000 by Throttle, on Charlie would be fine. St Petersburg traffic, Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, climbing to flight level 370, Throttle 1 Charlie, departure St Petersburg. Standard pressure is going to be set now. That's synced across all devices. As you can see, we're struggling, so let's get the 1 degree of flap retracted. Kept it on there because we're struggling with some of the lift. This is rough, really, really rough. This is what the fun of flight simulation is, guys. Just hand flying in departure here, smoothly through the turbulence. Right, automatic ignition from this point on. It's a little bit rough, so we could technically leave them on with those sort of conditions. We're going to continue climbing now, still below 225 knots. Really responsive on the Honeycomb Yoke, though, really responsive. It's handling this very well. I'm putting a lot of force in there and a lot of, well, not a lot of force, it's pretty well trimmed, but I'm putting a lot of input in. Right, I think we've probably stabilised to some extent. We are descending yet again, so let's just pitch it up and we'll put the autopilot on. Now we can increase our speed to 240 knots. And I'm going to put us clear to the ULLI 704. Brilliant. There we go, the autopilot's taken over nice and smoothly. We're clear to continue our departure there, so not too bad. We were in fact on the departure line, and I'm going to turn to a heading of 239. So I go ahead and set the course to 239. For some reason we're descending, we're just climbing. Yeah, anyway, thanks for that, Mike, on the GSX. Well, remember that, so I don't fall for it, I guess. It is tempting. Anyway, while we are at 7.5, let's go ahead and do a few more things up here. So anti-ice is on. It is, as I say, pretty damn cold out here in St. Petersburg. Even our cabins on automatic are only getting up to 22 Celsius. So yeah, pretty damn bad. What I'm going to do is going to keep the plane as it is. We'll keep the landing lights on until we get clear of. Oh, we're out. We're clear of it. Let's turn them off. I was going to say till clear of the clouds. 37,000 feet of pressurization. Obviously, the landing altitude we're a bit closer. Anyway, guys, that's it on your St. Petersburg. Deborah Bashalovic, Riga. Gorgeous. And here's some of those white nights they talk about in Riga, although it's mostly for the summer, I think. Beautiful. St. Petersburg has the most beautiful city layout, one of the best. I think St. Petersburg is based on Paris as well, although some people say that Paris is based on St. Petersburg, so some debates in there. Anyway, guys, I got to go a little bit silent. I just need to type some things. As I say, my stream was messed up and it ended up getting deleted, so I'll have to retype all the tags and things. Anyway, I'll still be here, but I'm just going to go silent in order to do that. Okay guys, I'm speeding up a little bit now. We're going to go back to vertical navigation speed. I've changed the FMC. We've not got too far actually. It says Throttle to 37,000 feet and then for some reason we're descending again. We won't be at 37,000 for long. This is not a long flight at all. The majority of it is the startup, and as you see the Bannock is the arrival there from Riga International Airport. So below 250, below 10,000 feet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually change this now for 37,000 every single leg. It seems to have put us into a descent and then a climb again. Although it's only giving me a maximum of 34,000, which it shouldn't be doing. So we may have to take control at some point again and adjust it. Anyway guys, we're contented with the 50 knot headwind almost. So it's definitely not light winds. Just go ahead and turn the center console lights down. The light up there is off. Let's get the patch signs up. Since we're going into the evening, guys, we might as well give them a little bit of eye relief back there. Let's go back to EVRA. You know I'm like, guys. I like to plan ahead. I think planning ahead is a crucial step. Crucial step. Also, same pressure there when it's 0. Two Golf runway 18. Got a few different ones here. Let's go for east. As you can see there, the Bannock 2 Golf has come out because we're coming up from the east there. So the tar loaded for Riga. There's the Bannock. Golf, so we'll come down here, and then if I remember correctly at Riga it is a little bit of a strange approach with a little bit of high flying required. Interesting. Anyway, it's giving us 2,500 feet. Similar thing on there, also 5,000 feet. Not with any speed restrictions I can see. I think we're probably good to go down to 240. Oh, there we go, maximum 250 below 10,000, but we already know that. Transition is 9,000 feet. I suspect if there's going to be any issues in this area, it's going to be weather, so we could just go. One of the things I'll be tempted to do, and these little control things, is to add weather charts in there to see what it's like. There we go guys, we're actually almost leaving Russia, we're almost over Narva, which is in Estonia. And there's Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. We all know where these places are hopefully, and then Riga down there looking very, very busy. Let's just get some of those frequencies. So VOR DME is 114. Co-pilot side instead, that'll help keep things clear. So as you can see, it's come up VOR2. We're coming the ILS. I think it was Zulu I picked, so Zulu for the ILS. And the same frequency there as well, so actually that's a little bit different, so it's 112.3 on here for the VOR DME, but then this one here is the localizer, so 110, 111, and of course the VOR DME there, which is these are all very useful. So we're coming to 2.5. category 1 and 2. A little bit different than I thought actually, so coming in from the side and then, yeah, a little bit different. That's fine, it's fine, it's coming in from a different direction, that's what's throwing me off. I don't think we need to go there unless we need to hold anyway, and then we're coming down the course at the moment. 175, 175 of the course. Jesus, it's 80 knot, an 80 knot headwind. No wonder we're struggling, we can barely get up to 37,000 feet. The winds are that insane. Absolutely struggling as hell. Okay, no more swearing from me guys, nice pink lit interior though. Cross we can actually get to our cruise level. We may actually have to level up at 30, maybe 30,000 feet or even 29,000 at this rate. Yeah, it's even given us a maximum of 34,000, so we're meant to descend down already. 34,000. Let's just let it go to 34,000. Is it once doing that, we can handle it? Welcome in, Heinrich B. I hope that's correct. Welcome. Got the TU154 video recommended randomly a few days ago. Nice to see my home down on the stream. Oh, very good. I hope that video helped you out a little bit if you are flying that plane, of course. Dobra prožalujeme anyway, очень приятно. so much for the feedback as well. So we'll see about Berkshire. I was just checking a few things. I'm going to level up at 34,000 rather than 37. I don't think we can handle it in this wind. We're almost at 100 there on the wind. That is just unthinkable, I think, in the 737. I think even that's beyond the 737's limits. I'm surprised we're still flying because our current ground speed. Look at our ground speed. Alright, we are doing pretty well. Well, with that kind of a headwind, we are going to be super careful on landing. Obviously, the true ground speed is about 306. We will not have 90 knot headwinds on landing though, you can guarantee it. Of course, the one thing I did forget was the weather radar. It's not always useful. It doesn't work sometimes. A little bit popping up. What we're going to do is we're going to set the minimums now. So as I said before, barometric is departure is usually a good one. Sometimes you need
1,000 to go.
1,000 feet. Sometimes you need landing depending on how high the airport is. It's above the 1,000 feet. You probably need the barometrics, radios. Radios are going to set 200 feet. What we do is we look at the chart. We say how high is the airport. Or we ask how high the airport is, and it says it's 37 feet. In that case, we set that under pressurization up here. In our case, 50 feet, that's as low as it'll go. And then we say here, so 230 roughly. And that way you give it 200 feet minimums above ground level. We tune the ILS frequency in, so it's 111.1 for this one, and the immediate program gives the co-pilot side. Some other things, and I think when we get a little closer, but for now we'll be alright. Output's low over the... Oh, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for telling me though. I'll turn the noise down a little bit of the plane. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Yeah, usually I have the plane volume. It may be the microphone as well is playing up a little bit. Just give me a sec. Yes, I had the plane a little bit louder today. Hopefully that's better though. There shouldn't be any issues with the actual microphone itself, although I can see on the volume thing it is in fact running a little bit lower than usual. Oh great, well I'm glad that's better. I'm glad it's a lot better for you. We don't want you guys to struggle to hear me or to hear anything that's crucial like the 8C comms, which is usually pretty loud to be fair. Right, let's prepare for landing. It is nice to see you guys joining in the chat. It always brings a smile to my face. We're all here to enjoy these planes together. We're all here to enjoy the Aeroflot flights and whatever flight happens at the time. Anyway, we're going to set the autopilot to 1. We're going to probably expect there to be some kind of icing when we arrive, so we'll go nice and light on the brakes. We may not even need them at all. And we'll see how good the reverse thrusters can do. Brake pressure itself is pretty good, it's in the green. We'd be concerned if it was low, or if it was high. We might have burst pipe if it was low. An extremely short flight though. I mean, we're already at the top of descent by Dolat. And then we go down to 21,000 feet. Landing speed, so we got 146 there, quite a high landing speed. It depends what the winds will be, but if we are coming in this direction, it's probably going to be a crosswind, so we'll probably need that extra speed in there. I'm just on the fence a little bit, 30 or 40 degrees of flaps. If we go for 40, we may have to go a little bit faster, that's my concern. But if we go for 30, at least we get a little bit of extra speed in there, so let's do that. Let's go for 30, and then at least that way we have that extra speed. In altitude verified, it's 30 feet. We just did the system enunciation recall, that works. We just checked the VREF page as needed. We've also set the barometric minimums as required, or in this case the radio minimums. We've also set the navigation radio ILS frequency to 110.1, and we've also just set the auto brake. So as you can see guys, I do kind of know that checklist off by heart by now, which is really reassuring on my part. At least I'm getting it right. At least we're getting it right, guys. We have another plane on the exact same route behind. He may be coming to the same place. That was the guy that was at St Petersburg, I think, so Siberia Air. Unless he's flying down here to the stands, of course. There we go, fuel warning, there's no fuel left in the center tanks. That's fine, we still got about 8,000 kg on board. Okay, there's the Riga VOR2 RIA, which is programmed in. It's always nice to see this functioning as expected. Top of descent, and then down the... I'm a bit unsure. We're going to have to, I think we're going to have to go from obviously down here and then circle round according to the chart. So it'll be a unless we can get there from there, so we just sort of cut off and then go straight down from Agnes. It'll be the Vanag 2 Golf arrival. Flight level 110. Let's do that. So get 11,000 feet below. Let's go to 10,000 feet. And then from Agnes, which should be in our FMC as well. Yeah, so from Agnes straight to final runway 18. And then we'll be ready to taxi. We'll come in, we'll hopefully get off by taxiway Yankee, and then straight down Charlie into apron 2 for parking. It's looking like a very good flight indeed. Pretty hands-on though, considering the wind conditions. I just had a look. I don't know if you're still here, Heinrich. But I just looked at your channel. You got some good videos there of different planes there. It says to Crawford. I'm assuming this is England because you got Lancashire videos, which are pretty good. I think we got someone else. I think Mike was in chat earlier, and I think Mike is also from Lancashire area. Or up north from Lancashire. Hang on, what's this, guys? We are descending. Air conditioning. Okay, this sometimes happens, so when you get low thrust settings, the engines don't have enough air coming through them. It's surprising because we've got such a strong headwind that it should be forcing air into the engines, but it's not, so... Anyway, in that case, it just means the input is a little bit lower, but we're descending anyway down to 10,000 feet. Okay guys, I think we're about to leave. Hey look, there's Parnu. Brilliant. And Leonard and Smuzin. In that part of the world where everything is difficult to pronounce. We're approaching the Lavia International airspace. and Riga Control as well. Looks like there are a few people there, so I'm hoping we get ATC online. It's looking pretty rough, guys, so everybody remaining in seats. We are now descending towards Riga Airport. I hope you've all brought the winter coats and everything else you need. Some skis perhaps, and I hope you all had a fantastic flight with Aeroflot today. Please feel free to leave tips in the jar as you leave the plane, and of course anything else you feel that we need from you. Thank you so much once again for joining us, and we hope you come again for the next flight.
We ask passengers to please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Thank you.
PA system works, you just can't hear it in the cockpit, unfortunately. Riga traffic, good evening, Romeo Alpha 06 Bravo, descending down to flight level 100, currently 230, the Van Ag 2 Golf arrival, runway 18. Left the logo light on this time, guys. No need for the wing lights or the logo lights when you're high up. It's mostly for when you're low down to the ground. There's the bag to Golf arrival down, and it looks like we're going to be going straight in for runway 18. Yep, straight into final it seems. So FI will be final. Let's just look at the FMCs to show you what I'm talking about. FI and then runway 18 about 10 nautical mile distance.
Descent. Seatbelt signs can be back up for our arrival. If you're up and about, please turn your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Still showing well ahead of schedule. Thanksgiving, so hope you have a nice week. Have you on here very shortly.
There's the deceleration point. Now you're going to level off, I think, about 11,000 feet. And then from 11,000 feet to 7 to 5 and then 2,500.
1,000 to go.
1,000 feet, we're about to level off. We're also going to slow down to 195. One notch of flaps has been deployed, and we'll slowly deploy them as we get closer to the airport. People think they're there for the drag, and they are required for the drag indeed, but they're also there for the lift, which is probably the more important thing. The lift at the lower speeds and allows you to have a lower stall speed. Okay, I'm going to keep turning my head into current heading. The course is now selected, pre-selected to 175. We are following the VOR. Our VOR 1 is tuned in as 111.1, but for the sake of keeping it, we do have traffic in the area, so that's a little bit of concern. To keep it simple, I'm going to do this myself in case it doesn't work. Sometimes we have issues there, but it should do when I've put it in manually. Yeah, so no comms off anyone at Riga, which kind of tells me that somebody might not be landing there or taking off, which is good. I just hope we don't get a situation like last time in Vilnius, where we came to land and unfortunately there was no comms. The same as with Lyon in France, there was no comms until the last minute, and that to me is just it's really uncomfortable when you got two planes converging on final. You know, give a call out before, then don't wait till final, because then at least the traffic will know what your intentions are and where you are in position to the airport. Otherwise, if you just wait till final, it might mess everybody's flight up. Right, so we're going to put speed brakes to armed. We've got 1 notch of flaps, which is fine for now. It's going to maintain VNAV speed. Our reference speed down there is 158. We're only going to use 30 degrees of flaps. We've done the system recall on there. We are getting an air conditioning warning still. Riga traffic, Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, 11,000 feet, the Van Egg 2 Golf arrival, runway 18. As our descent, guys, it'll just keep doing it automatically now until we get to a height. If we could take over the speed mode though, let's I suppose we need it for the B now. I was going to say take over the speed and put our own speed of about 210 in. Crosswind of 18 knots, it's not too bad. Flaps to 5. Jamala down there is Latvia's well-known sort of beach place. It's got a massive beach along there. Jamala Airport seems to have its own airport as well. I didn't even realise. Yeah, very, very close. It's actually along here where this little bridge is. This is where Jamala Beach is in Riga. Extremely close to the centre, and then Riga Airport also close to the centre. The centre's literally here. You just go from the airport. I think it's like 40 minutes, and they've also got a local airport there as well. Yeah, and then you come into the bus station. It's all across here, separated by bridges and stuff, and obviously the old town. Great little place to go. Right, we're going a little bit in harsh here with the 14 nautical miles, and then 10 nautical miles to runway. Depressurised it nice and well. The cabin's alright, the flaps are deployed fine, and the slats. I keep checking this over here. I keep expecting it to trip out like you did the other day, but I think it'll probably be good. Thank you everyone for joining me this flight. I will try to get that tubular flight, the celebratory flight, sorted. I thought 8 hours was a bit too long, so we skipped it for today, and we'll go back and I'll find a route that is suitable. We may be able to fly from Cuba, Havana Airport, to Rio in some aircraft, but it won't be the tubular because it's not able to do it. Could be the 747, and if it is going to be the 747, it will probably be on Monday. Okay, so I suspect the Eggshell is also going to the same airport as me, Riga Airport, runway 18, but yeah, again, just no zero comms from these people. Don't want to sound like rude, but I just keep experiencing this on the network. There'll be no comms until final. There'll be no comms. Yep, there we go. No comms until final. I gave my call out for the arrival. I don't get what it is. I mean, if you're on the network and you're flying in the air and there's other aircraft, I might as well just give up and disconnect, because it seems like a waste of time unless there's ATC available. Today's been one of those streams where we've definitely highlighted some of the major issues, mostly with payware and mostly with freeware things, but also with the online networks of ATC as well. With regards to the payware thing, it's entirely up to you guys what you risk your money on, but my advice is don't give them any more. Don't give them any more money till they sort the issues out, till they put out good quality aircraft. If they put out an aircraft that was at the level of the Levelup 737, I would happily buy it. But it isn't quality, and Levelup is also free. Yeah, so until they can beat the freeware level of quality, it's just not going to happen. Anyway guys, 2,500 feet, let's get our head into 175. About to turn onto our final approach. Let's get 10 degrees of flaps. One knots crosswind there, coming in from the west. Look at our flight path, guys. We've just been in a headwind the whole time, but you can see here where the aircraft is really struggling with the wind. Obviously, as we get slower down a slope, we're going to be struggling to maintain lift because of our headwind. So as you can see, ground speed is 160. Our reference speed is 158 with 30 degrees of flap, so we're going to have to add probably 20 knots onto that and go in at 100, probably what we're at now actually, just keep our current speed.
Thousand to go.
15 degrees of flaps, 1,000 feet to go. Yeah, so we're going with 117 because we've got the 20 knot headwind. That alternate horn does not ever come out. It's a bit of a pain, to be honest. Yeah, it never cuts out. It beeps forever. It's because of the landing gear's not down. We need it down because we're at too slow a speed, and you know we are at 2,500 feet. I'm just waiting till we get established on final. Oh, you know what? Sod it. Let's just hit the gear down to keep the aircraft quiet, and we'll go back to VNAV speeds. See what it gives us. 165. We'll see if we can handle that. We'll get ready to put the localizer mode on. We probably need it on now actually for the Riga. Let's hope we're not going to miss this, guys. I think we might. It's locked onto single channel. 30 degrees of flaps. Throttle won't kick in. It's difficult. Riga traffic, Romeo Alpha 06, Sierra Bravo. 5 nautical mile final, runway 18. Here we go, guys, the landing. It's great, it's a good one. Turn the auto throttle off. We haven't started to descend just yet, which is a concern. We should be descending now on the glide slope, unless we were too high up to begin with. Let's descend and let's see if it'll pick it up. Okay, it's intercepted it there, just intercepted it, but it seems like it's way too late again at 2.8 nautical mile distance. It's locked onto the glide slope. We're going to have to take control again. It's one of those situations, the same as Vilnius, so we haven't had any issues with this one before, but obviously the aircraft is struggling to pick it up at the altitude it's been assigned with the chart, which should do it. Should be able to do it at 2,500 feet. I'll go around high, it'll be about 3,000, I think. Probably have to do a go around at this rate. Awesome.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
There it is, there's the runway, so it's kind of like category 1 approach, but well too high as well. Oh my god, have we missed it again? Oh my goodness. Well, that's a go around, isn't it?
Gear up.
Oh. Apologies everyone, we've got another go around because the ILS didn't intercept again. And now can't engage the autopilot again, most likely because of the approach mode being selected. Let's just go back up to 220 anyway. Better to go around, I think, and be on the safe side than to not. I think I'll go around 180. Heading select. Increase that speed to about 220 as I said. Riga traffic, Romeo Alpha 06, Sierra Bravo, going around runway 18. Not the best to go around, guys, but you know, it is what it is. We are on the heading mode, but it's not auto-intercepting it. Let's turn the autopilot on, that'll help. So we'll go around, we'll try one more time for the approach. It's going to send us out there probably to the hold unless we go set the autopilot up again, so let's do that. Yeah, 2,500 feet. We had the localizer selected, we had the approach selected, but it didn't want to intercept it until we got over the airport again. Anyway, we maintain 5 degrees of flaps to program the arrival. ILS Zulu, runway 18. We have to go back to that waypoint. Run over 2 gold. I don't know, maybe it's just there's something going wrong. Obviously all these planes here have landed with no issues, so there's obviously something on my part. Maybe I'm just pressing the approach switch too late. Either way, it's nice to practice to go around.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
We should be going up to 3,000 feet. Why is it not going up?
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
Yeah, so it's going to take us back round to the arrival point. .3,000 feet we maintain to keep us in range.
1,000 to go.
Yeah, it's not like me to do a go around, is it? This is a change. I guess this one and the last stream I did to go around in the the Vilnius. So granted, maybe change it. I may be trying to actually fly the plane a little bit safer, which is good. We don't want to keep forcing ourselves to land, especially when we're over the runway like that. It's just going to result in a dangerous descent. We'll see if these guys can do it. They've had no issues so far, though. I'm going to go to RA 610 instead of all the way to Vanek. Heck, we might even be able to go to Aknes. Let's do that. Let's go back down to 2,500.
1,000 to go.
A bit closer, I'll change the heading. Bring the flaps up to 1, we'll maintain a little bit of a faster speed that way. Yeah, VNAV speed is about 230 as well. Use heading selector mode just to extend the downward leg as usual with the Grantham style approach, standard approach really. Just waiting to see if this aircraft can handle it, if he's on the glide slope properly. Can't really see much at the moment. A little bit better down here. Anyway, here's Riga. Is this the airport? Yes it is, so it's kind of at the airport there, little GA airport. No idea what that is though. Follow the speed that I select. With 58 plus 20. 178. Yeah, no problem, Heinrich. I just apologise. We had to go around again. Apologise for the delay on this. There's severe weather, obviously. I'm not doing as well today. I think the same as last stream. I'm just a little bit distracted by other factors at the moment. We are going to touch down safely, don't worry. That Vilnius runway landing the other day was, you know, there was a go around, but in the end it was a great landing. This guy's managed it, so obviously we're just pushing that approach switch a little bit too late. Trim wheels all over the place. This can't be a good thing, can it?
Bank angle. Bank angle.
Down to 2,500 feet. That is definitely what the altitude on the chart is, 2,500 feet. So again, the issue with the interception must be because we're too high. So it means we have to go down again. It's just strange. You can follow the chart, but not always. It doesn't always result in a good interception. Anyway, he's off the runway. We're going to do it again, and there's no other traffic in the area. We've done a nice little circuit though for the go around. Riga traffic, runway Alpha 06, Sierra Bravo, turning final runway 18 to Riga traffic. We have to give call outs now, kind of like we're in a VFR circuit, but yeah, fingers crossed we're not going to mess this one up. Let's let VOR localizer now, just for nice and early. I've gone down to 2,000 feet instead. It has locked onto the localizer. The speed's going to have to remain there. The approach switch, again, wasn't pressed before until these were highlighted, but they weren't highlighted. So you should be able to intercept it now and press it now, and it should be able to do it. Brilliant. Good comms there from Siberia. Nice to see the communication. Right, fingers crossed guys, we're going to be actually established this time. It is coming down early again. We are at 2,000. The approach switch is on, the localizer is activated. It has come up single channel, we've just not engaged the glide slope just yet, so we'll just wait for that to activate. Right, the vertical one has appeared now, thank goodness. We've got the pink little diamond. Yes, now we're at the right altitude, so it does seem like 2,500 feet, even though the chart recommended it, is in fact still a little bit too high at Riga Airport. So bear that in mind everybody, if you're coming in for the approach of Riga and it gives you a height, I'd say go in a little bit lower, and that way you're guaranteed to intercept the localizer and the glide slope. Okay, we're established, we've got landing lights, continuous ignition, seatbelt signs, TFRP on the transponder should be on. One of the door to brake flaps are set to 30 degrees. Going a little bit faster because the headwind's about 20 knots. Let's get the auto throttle off and do it ourselves. Riga traffic, Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, 3 nautical mile final, formally established ILS runway 18. 1,000 feet to go. There's the runway, hurrah, thank goodness. Praise the Lord, it's a miracle. We do need that extra speed guys. We need that extra speed on this approach. 500. There, I do it. Let's do it unflown.
400. Approaching minimum 300. Minimum 200.
We're going to continue this one. We're a little bit low.
100.
Bit high on that.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers, spoilers. knots.
80 knots.
Reversers are stowed and spoilers are retracted. We're going to do manual braking for now. We're going to take the next exit out the runway. Flaps retracted. Well, thank you ladies and gentlemen for bearing with me on that go around. As I say, I will promise to get you there safely. In the end, we actually had a very nice touchdown. It was a little bit high, but actually the landing turned out to be very, very nice indeed. I'm happy with that. I think we can all walk away and have a nice snowy Christmas in Riga, knowing that Grantham delivered us nice and safely. So again, once again, thank you for bearing with me on that. Appreciate it. It can take a long time to do it. Cool. Water brakes are coming off. We're going to taxi off the runway. Very, very dark as well. I didn't realise how dark it was here in the winter. Right, strobes are coming off. At the holding point. Let's get the APU kicked online. We can take the anti-ice off at this point. Only 3 degrees outside, but we're fine to turn it off. Thank you, Heinrich. Thank you so much for that feedback. It was a nice landing in the end, I'm not going to lie. We pushed through the high at the end, the high approach there, because I know for a fact if we do that, we're probably going to have a nice soft touchdown, which we did. But the plane definitely struggled on the runway. 100% noticed that. Even with a 1 on the auto brake. If we'd gone any higher, I suspect we may have skid because the ice build-up and the snow build-up. So yeah, there's definitely a noticeable difference there in slowing down. We took considerably longer to stop compared to a dry runway. Anyway. Alright, come on APU, kick online. It's a little bit concerning, isn't it? The APU isn't coming online. Anyway, let's just taxi to parking. Let's go down to... We're going to take off Charlie, but we missed Charlie, so we'll just keep going to that location. Romeo Alpha 06 Sierra Bravo, Riga traffic, clear of runway 18, taxi into parking via Alpha, Foxtrot and Charlie. Yeah, brutal, brutal. I suppose it's better to be safe than sorry. Otherwise we probably would have crashed. So in real life, guys, if they ever do a go around on your flight on holiday, just realise that the pilots are probably, you know, doing that for everybody's safety. You can't do a safe approach. It's a go around, isn't it? Turnout lights coming off. Still waiting for that APU to show sign of life. Ah, there we go, it's coming online now. There could potentially be an ice build-up in the APU, you never know. And that's why it's taken a while to clear out the ice from the rear of the aircraft. They did such a damn good job of this livery as well. Kandinsky. Absolutely brilliant. It just looks perfect. All the textures and everything. Oh, is this Charlie? This is Charlie here, so let's take this turning. Apron Charlie, we'll find a nice little spot down here somewhere. Airbus on either side, which is fine, we'll just blow them out of the water. Looks like maybe next to one of the hangars. I think it will give me the rating for the approach, the first approach again, so the one where we had to go around, which is probably going to result in a bad approach rating, and then the landing rate should hopefully be the one landing. Alright guys, we're going to park up there, parking brake is set, our APU is online at last. Let's get the ignition to normal, the fuel pumps, taxi lights off. Anti-collision lights and wing lights, flight controls, APU bleed air on. Packs can either stay on or off, it's up to you if you're going to leave the aircraft in a sort of ready state for the next crew, I guess. For me personally, I'd like to turn them off and like to think that the aircon can have a break. Anyway, you can turn all the heats off, we should really leave window heat on, so it's not crime, is it? Right, here we go, moment of truth. So it'd probably be bad because of the first approach. Yeah, approach rating terrible from the first one, but I think overall pretty good on that second one. And then landing rating was average, so we didn't get 4 stars, we only got 3 stars, which is fine. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to moan about it. Anyway, we've had a good moan today about the quality of the add-ons for X-Plane 12 and Microsoft, I think. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me. So the chocks have not been automatically set. I will get that fixed for next flight. As I say, I think it's something over here, something on the visual effects about, you know, parking brake will set. Shocks in place, which is always good to have. Ah, there it is. Parking brake remove shocks. We should have that saved. Yeah, so it's set the chocks, brilliant. Anyway guys, stick around for the replay, and thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for all the people chatting and all the new people chatting, to of course Mike, to Heinrich. Again, pronunciation of things is not great, but it will improve. So guys, take care, see you next time. So sorry about that, guys. So sorry. I just realised the bloody screen's gone black. Thank you, Heinrich. Thank you for the comments. That replay was playing and it went black. So apologies. We're going to try that one more time because the studio thing is acting up. It should have been playing then when it was replaying, but for some reason it didn't. So what embarrassing things are happening on this flight. Right, guys. One more time with the actual replay, which looks pretty good, by the way.